The story begins with Akira, who finds himself facing an assassin trying to kill him after spotting him at the top of a tower. With a swift jump from the tower, Akira confronts the assassin head-on. A fierce fight breaks out between them, and eventually, Akira overpowers the man with his sword. The masked man lunges for a killing blow, but Akira narrowly dodges it. Blades emerge from the creature's leg, but Akira is also able to deflect them. He then lands a crushing blow to the man's knees, taking him down completely. Akira immediately judges him to death with his own sword. Meanwhile, we see Akira executing a death sentence on another man who had originally come to kill him. But let's rewind to understand how all of this happened. The scene shifts to a morning at school where girls are chatting among themselves and with the most popular boy. They suggest going to the mall and hanging out, but he politely declines, saying he's busy with student council matters and promises to join them next time. The girls are Housuyama, Shiori, and Yuki, with Yuki being the one who talked to him at that moment. She reminisces with her friend about the silly jokes Sugimura made during English class, fluctuating between laughing and crying with embarrassment. Her friend worries that Yuki is talking about some murder case and exaggerating. Next, we see Tsukasa chatting with a buddy who wants to test his new bamboo sword. Everyone else is wrapped up in their discussions, except for that mysterious boy with the phone, Akira. His classmates wonder if he's been around from the start or showed up later because his presence is almost unnoticeable. Akira is deep in thought, anticipating something will happen when suddenly the screen on his phone changes. An odd sight appears, resembling an advanced magic circle that envelops everyone and transports them to a vast hall. They find themselves in a large room and are relieved to realize they haven't died. An old man with one eye walks out, calling for silence. The king then improvises a welcome speech, thanking them for responding and coming from their world to assist. They discover they've been transported to another realm called Morgan, and are now standing in the largest human kingdom, Ritz, on the continent of humans. The king explains that their kingdom is under attack by demons, and a hero from another world is the only one capable of defeating the demon lord, which is why they have been summoned to extract that hero from their midst. Their emotions swing between joy and astonishment. Some start dreaming about adventures, heroes, mighty abilities, and guilds, while others remain doubtful. The king reassures them that it's all real. He asks them to place their hands on the crystal to see who will be the chosen hero. Everyone takes their turn, and some reveal impressive stats. Yuri is ranked at level 1 as a magical knight, while various other wind and fire mages appear, with scores reaching into the hundreds. It's not yet Akira's turn, and stats fluctuate between 500, 200, and 300 for others. Even the hero has average scores around 500. Akira wonders if those are the hero stats they're looking for, and worries that his unique score of 1,800, which classifies him as an assassin, could cause trouble if they discover his true identity in a world unknown to him. So, he opts to activate his concealment skill to hide his attributes from view until he can confirm the authenticity of the situation. His classmate, who had just been chatting with him, looks around, searching but unable to find him, and then heads off to look elsewhere. The old man continues recording the scores, declaring that they will prepare the necessary equipment according to their classes, and that dorm rooms have been arranged for their stay that night. As for Akira, he remains hidden thanks to his skill, questioning the reality of what's happening. While wandering the corridors, he notices surveillance cameras, a clear sign that he and his classmates are being closely monitored, and perhaps there are hidden secrets. Oddly, a knight notices Akira even while he's using his concealment skill. After that, Akira goes to a dilapidated room that hasn't been cleaned in ages, sits on one of the beds, finds clothes that fit him, then stands up to peek outside, and uses his athleticism to jump high, marveling at the actual transition to another world and the newfound physical prowess he feels. He reactivates his concealment skill when he hears a conversation between the king and queen, which involves belittling the children coming from a world without magic, cautioning against entering the palace archives to avoid exposing too much information and uncovering secrets. Hearing this increases Akira's doubts about the ruler's intentions. His mind races with questions about what to do, even considering standing behind the king and reaching for his sword with the idea of killing him without anyone noticing. But in the end, he refrains. The next morning, there's a breakfast table set up like a military feast, but with clean food and hospitality. Meanwhile, Akira ponders whether to drop his concealment and inform his classmates about what he saw, or stay silent and gather more evidence. He turns to Tsukasa, who suddenly urges their companions to unite to aid the kingdom and defeat the demon lord, stressing the need for solidarity for the greater good. Everyone celebrates the hero, saying that's what was expected of him, and they gather with the commander of the knights, Saran, and his colleague Jill. Saran is the top commander of the Ritz Knights, who Akira had noticed earlier. He welcomes them all, explaining that they will undergo intensive training, and after a month, they will enter the maze to test their abilities, acknowledging that they are currently inexperienced, but assuring them their time will come soon to face everything together. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to Akira, who is worried after uncovering the major conspiracy against them, pondering the best way to act upon realizing what's going on, and reassuring himself that he won't be harmed as long as he remains unseen and possesses enough power. He decides to take action. At that moment, the Knight Commander chooses to follow him, instead of focusing on training the others. others. We see Akira hiding near the fountain, concealed, but the commander approaches him, asking if something is bothering him. Akira is shocked, surprised at how he can see him despite activating his concealment skill, and starts to doubt its duration. At that moment, the commander reassures him that his skill is still working, explaining that he has special eyes capable of detecting thermal changes, which is how he was able to see him. Akira prepares to draw his sword, but the commander stops him, assuring that he won't tell the king or the princess, inviting him to calm down. Akira asks the knight commander which side he's on, to which the man replies that it's complicated, asking him to keep it quiet, promising to explain the details later. Akira wants to visit the archives, realizing he still knows little about this world and the magic and abilities that govern it. Commander Saran wants to help Akira and informs him that what he seeks to know isn't in the archives. He mentions that Akira's concealment skill has reached its maximum level. Akira clarifies that most of his other skills are still at level 1 and that he doesn't know how to advance them. Saran offers to teach him how, but Akira tells him that he must first find a way back to his world, as his family is waiting for him, and he asks if Saran knows the way back. Saran sadly replies that he doesn't, but advises him to strengthen himself because dying before returning would render everything pointless, and promises to make him a professional assassin. Akira doesn't want to receive help for free, and Saran tells him he can repay him by sharing stories about his previous world. Excited to hear something new and unusual, he extends his hand, and Akira accepts the offer. They then move to a room where Saran explains the situation in this world, clarifying that besides humans and demons, there are other races like elves and monsters, each living on a different continent. Akira begins his training under Saran's supervision, who places rocks on his back and instructs him to lie on his palms to strengthen his body, reiterating that leveling up can only be achieved by killing monsters, while skill improvement comes from training. The workouts intensify gradually with more rocks added, until Akira is doing push-ups on just 2 fingers, showing clear progress in a short time. That evening, in Saran's room, Jill expresses his surprise at Saran's excessive interest in Akira over others, to which Saran explains that the boy is fun to talk to, and his stories about his world are captivating, as he comes from a country that birthed the first hero in their history. He adds that Akira's concealment skill has reached a level where even cameras can't track him. Jill is stunned by how powerful that skill is, believing that only the first hero could execute such a technique. At that moment, Akira knocks on the door and Jill leaves. Then, Akira challenges Saran, revealing that he sneaks into the archives every night to read, and has found a terrifying book containing coup plans. He realizes that Saran wrote it and hid it within a recipe book cover. Saran had foreseen that Akira would find it. He then declares that the king has become completely incapacitated. Saran is explaining to Akira that the king is willing to pay a high price to change the laws of this world, and that they cannot allow that to happen. However, he points out that the knights owe the royal family an old debt. From reading the book, Akira figures out that their real aim is to peacefully end the king's reign without shedding blood, impressing Saran with his sharp intelligence and ability to grasp that from just one reading. Akira sees the easiest solution as killing the king himself, affirming that nothing ties him to this world. He tells Saran that he snuck into the king's office the first night after their summons, and that the king didn't sense his presence behind him, yet he still couldn't bring himself to go through with the assassination. Saran agrees that his restraint was the right choice. Killing is a heavy burden that isn't easily borne, and even an assassin shouldn't be forced to spill blood, especially if they want to return to their world with a clear conscience. Akira feels sincerity in his words, contemplating that if he returned to his family as a killer, it would undeniably break his mother's and sister's hearts. Saran advises him to be a killer who respects life, as that alone is the path to survival and returning to his family, affirming that he cares for him deeply and expects much from him, not just because of his abilities, but for the mature mind and independent thinking he possesses, as he didn't follow the crowd when summoned but instead thought for himself and made the best choice. Akira shares that his life has always been in the shadows since childhood, and that no one paid him any attention before. Saran's words touched his heart, as it was the first time he had ever received such praise. At that point, Saran asks for his assistance in executing the coup before he returns to his world, promising that it will be done peacefully. Akira doesn't give a definitive answer, merely stating that he will think about it. With the dawn, Saran announces that the month of training has concluded, and it's time to head to the maze of the vast continent. The young men raise their heads proudly, and the crowd cheers for them as they prepare to embark on the grand adventure within the maze. As the group moves toward the promised place, Akira notices that someone is watching him. He activates his cloaked energy and concealment ability, moving towards the girl who had been following him. He asks her why she has been watching them, and she points out that everyone treats him and his friends as heroes without knowing the price paid for their summoning to this world. Akira appears surprised and tells her he doesn't know yet, to which she replies that he needs to uncover the truth himself, and departs, foretelling that this meeting won't be their last. The scene shifted to inside the maze they had entered to fight. The paths were filled with traps and dangers, and the young fighters began attacking the successive monsters, taking them down one by one. Akira attacked fiercely, measuring his movements precisely, then turned to Captain Saran, asking whether they should retreat or continue, worried about the lives of the younger fighters with them. The captain agreed and praised their performance in their first real encounter, then raised his sacred sword, unleashing unleashing a powerful light that cleared all the monsters in the corridor ahead. Everyone proceeded to the upper floor, only to be stunned by the sight of new, stronger, and fiercer monsters. At that moment, Tsukasa remembered the princess who had given him a smoke bomb to disperse the monsters in case of danger, so he used it immediately. However, to his shock, a massive creature, the Minotaur, emerged amidst the smoke, growling in the chaos. Everyone was astonished by the presence of this beast on the upper floors, as it was not supposed to appear there. Akira charged at it with strong attacks using his sword, but his weapon shattered on the first clash, leaving everyone stunned by the beast's toughness. Tsukasa tried to help him, but his arms were broken, and he could no longer move. Despite his pain, he mumbled that he was the hero and had to win to protect his comrades. Akira attempted to calm him down, but he refused to retreat, insisting on performing his duty. Akira realized that an evil curse had taken hold of his mind and body, drowning him in an irresistible despair, so he ordered one of his companions to break the curse immediately. The girl skilled in purification magic stepped forward and cast a powerful spell that gradually began to lift the curse's effects. At the same time, Akira continued to fight alongside his companions and Captain Saran, asking the captain to use what he had trained for. The captain agreed and activated his sacred sword, releasing a tremendous energy that struck the beast with enough force to shake the walls. Simultaneously, Akira activated shadow magic, blending his light with the darkness of the attack, signaling the start of the final blow against the Minotaur. Akira had used his new power, shadow magic, to defeat the monster. Shadows wrapped around the creature and dragged it into the depths of the earth, leading to Akira's overwhelming victory. After that, Saran spoke to him, saying that if the rumors were true, this power would exhaust him if used, but that he had performed excellently, thanking him for the help and affirming that everyone survived thanks to him. Akira replied that Saran helped him control his magic when he almost lost control during training. The captain smiled and said he had never heard of an additional skill like shadow magic. It was incredibly powerful but hard to control and drained its user, advising Akira not to use it unless in extreme situations. Then he took something out of his bag and presented it to him, explaining that he had brought him a rare sword called a katana, crafted by the first hero himself. Akira expressed his astonishment at being given this weapon instead of the current hero, and Saran clarified that the hero had his own sacred sword, and the king would immediately notice if he saw the kingdom's champion wielding such a sword. Akira didn't understand the problem until Saran confessed that he had stolen it from the royal armory. Akira accepted the sword, thanking him, and asked about its name. Saran replied that the name was engraved near the handle, but he didn't know its meaning. When Akira looked at the handle, he found an engraving that read, "Sword of the Celestial Knight." Next to it was a message written by its first owner, wishing for the sword to find its way to its heir and be gifted in times of hardship. Akira was filled with excitement and longing to meet that hero who left his mark on the sword. Saran told him that he too had hoped to meet that hero. Then they talked about the curse that afflicted the hero. Saran said he knew who was responsible but was unable to confront him. The scene then shifted to the princess performing a mysterious ritual before a glowing crystal. Akira suddenly barged in and struck the crystal forcefully, causing the princess to panic and ask who he was. He clarified that what he did would remove the curse afflicting the hero. She wondered how he got in without her lord's permission alone, to which he replied that true ladies don't use curses to control others, describing her as more of a witch than a princess. He asked her why she was doing this, and she answered that everything she was doing was for the sake of the majesty of the king. He repeated his question about the real motive for her blind obedience, and she gave the same answer, that everything she did was for the king. Akira returned to Saran, who asked him if he had revealed himself to the princess. Akira admitted he did this out of a desire to know her true motives, but he could not get a clear answer because she had turned into a puppet in the king's hands. After their conversation, Saran ordered him to rest but warned him against sleeping in the palace, as the princess would curse everyone except the hero, and she wouldn't be able to touch Akira because she didn't know his truth. Akira understood that his warning meant the princess would try to kill him instead of cursing him, and the palace would be searched in every corner for him. Akira asked Saran if he would scold him for revealing himself, and the captain smiled, saying that was part of youthful recklessness, and that it was the duty of the elders to make up for their mistakes. Akira felt grateful and wished there were more adults like him in his world. At that point, Saran asked him to take him with him when he returned to his world so he could explore it himself, but Akira refused. The next morning, Akira woke up feeling strange, so he headed toward the palace to see what was happening. He was seen by Tsukasa, who looked surprised and asked where he had been, thinking the curse had been lifted. Akira replied that he had been sleeping and then wondered what was going on. Tsukasa sadly responded that Captain Saran had been killed. Akira ran to his body, shocked and broke down in tears, until one of his colleagues came to tell him that the dagger used to kill him was Akira's own dagger, accusing him of being a mysterious person who vanishes every time a disaster occurs, and that he was the one who killed the captain. Suddenly, Akira appeared in the maze. Here, Akira realized that everyone present had been afflicted by the princess's curse. Tsukasa stood in front of everyone trying to calm them, assuring them that Akira couldn't be accused of murder just because his dagger was at the crime scene. At that moment, the king entered angrily, accusing Akira of committing a great sin by killing the captain of the knights, announcing that he would face his just punishment and inevitable fate. Akira didn't wait to be arrested. He activated the invisibility magic and completely vanished from view, leaving leaving everyone stunned as no one could pinpoint his location. He then turned to Gil, who confided that the captain hadn't been killed by his hands but at the hands of the king's personal assassins known as the Night Ravens, and they were targeting him as well. Gil added that the captain had left him supplies and belongings in his room and advised him to take them and escape before anyone caught him. Akira went to the captain's room and retrieved what he had left him, but he forgot something, then quietly left the city that dark night. Back at the palace, the king stood with the princess, speaking skeptically that Saran could have been killed so easily, especially since he was the one who accomplished the curse that affected everyone except the hero. The princess reassured him that all they needed now was a pretext to ignite a war against the East, stating that the summoned children would become pawns in his next plan, and that Akira would soon fall dead in a trench. The king ordered her to send commands to the Night Ravens to pursue him in preparation for any danger, and she nodded in agreement and left to carry out the order. The next morning, Akira sat reading a letter that Saran had left for him before his death. The letter stated that if he found himself being chased, the best place to hide was one of the lower towers known for their limited water sources, urging him to plan carefully. He also added that the only way to raise his combat level lay within the mazes themselves. The deeper he went, the stronger enemies he would face. Akira recalled a previous conversation with the captain when he asked him why everyone didn't go to those mazes. He answered that the place was extremely dangerous, and that invisibility magic does not work against powerful monsters that possess extraordinary senses of smell and hearing. But he added that if he could raise his killing skill, he would be able to hide his scent, footsteps, and even thermal signature. Akira indeed headed to one of the mazes and began facing and killing monsters one by one, remembering the captain's words that reaching level 100 would grant his class a unique skill to help him survive in this world. To start, he needed to go to the Canton Maze and face the monster bosses after every 10 floors. Following the captain's instructions, he attacked the consecutive bosses, then read the remainder of the captain's letter, which explained that once entering the boss's chamber, he wouldn't be able to leave it until one of the parties died, but if he prevailed, his abilities would undergo a significant transformation. Akira began his battle against the giant beast, exchanging blows and trying to fend off its massive attacks. Suddenly, he was struck by the snake's venom and then hit hard from behind, knocking him to the ground, and he shouted defiantly at death, assuring that even if he couldn't return home or avenge Captain Saran, he would fight with all his might. He gathered his last magical energy, then returned and attacked using shadow magic until he tore the beast into pieces, ending the battle at a tremendous cost. However, his body had reached the point of total exhaustion, and he collapsed to the ground, gravely injured, requiring the use of his emergency reserve of magical energy to survive. The events then shifted back to the palace, where Tsukasa was telling everyone that they had received orders to head immediately to the Demon King's territory, and that they were still in shock after Captain Saran's death. However, all his colleagues refused. Tsukasa thought to himself that what was happening must be a result of the princess's curse that Deputy Captain Gil had talked about. He decided to go alone, but after that, many of his companions wanted to accompany and protect him. He informed them that the king had personally ordered them to fight against the Demon King. Once they were out, a girl among them clarified that she believed they were safe from the curse because it nullified magic, and it became clear that Gil had a role in lifting the curse from one of the students, which led to this student breaking several protocols. He concluded by stating that he needed to communicate with Akira, admitting that he should have talked to him before disappearing, and that he had fallen short in supporting him, whether he was cursed or not. At that moment, the scene returned to the moment Asahina met Akira while he was working in that mysterious place. Akira was talking to Asahina in that quiet place, asking him not to tell anyone about his work there because he had seen him by chance and didn't want anyone at the school to know, especially his younger sister Kika, who was in her first year. Asahina smiled in surprise when he learned she was his sister, considering it a beautiful coincidence since his sister was also in the first year and a friend of Akira's sister. Akira suddenly woke up from his sleep, realizing he had been dreaming of his friend Asahina, wishing him safety and hoping that his mother and sister were well. He noticed he felt no pain, checked his condition, and found that his powers had significantly increased and his energy was nearly full, despite the previous fractures that included 3 ribs and the spread of venom in his leg. He was also surprised that the shadow magic, which was at level 3, and the related additional skill had increased by 2 levels just from using them once, and he felt that controlling them had become easier. He didn't fully understand what was happening, but realized that all he could do now was continue to move forward. He left his place, and soon encountered a massive slime monster, attacking it and causing it to explode, revealing the body of a stunningly beautiful girl. From her features, he could tell she belonged to the elves, and was the most beautiful he had ever seen in his life. It occurred to him that it was time to try that strange skill, so he activated a new feature from his distinctive eyes that allowed him to see the world differently, but he couldn't handle it, and stopped immediately after almost losing his sight. He realized that this ability was extremely dangerous, and should be avoided unless absolutely necessary. At that moment, the elven girl collapsed unconscious, but fortunately, she was still alive. He looked at her quickly and saw that her vital energy had dropped to just 2%. When she regained consciousness for a moment, she asked where they were, and he told her they were on the 75th floor of the maze. But before he could finish talking, she fainted again and fell into his arms with a high fever. He carefully carried her to a nearby shelter and began trying to treat her. When she woke up, she found herself in a warm place, with Akira preparing food for her. He invited her to drink some fluids, and she smiled sadly, saying that hunger kept her from sleeping. He offered her hot food, which she ate gratefully, thanking him for his complete care of her. He smiled, explaining that he was used to it because his mother was always sick and he had to take care of her himself. She raised her gaze toward the wall and saw writing on it, asking him about it, and he told her it meant the number 69, explaining that he recorded the floor number each time to track his progress. She was surprised because she recalled him saying earlier that they were on the 75th floor, so she asked him why he had gone down again. He explained that this place was the closest water source and that he had brought her there specifically. He then invited her to sleep to rest. The girl calmed down and revealed that she belonged to the royal family and that no one had ever treated her with such kindness before. She then peacefully fell asleep next to him, and soon both of them sank into a deep sleep. They then went to the cave for a new battle where they faced a huge troll. Akira asked her why she was accompanying him despite her recovery, advising her to find her own way. She replied that she was coincidentally heading in the same direction. At that moment, they entered a spacious hall, but the surprise was the appearance of a giant dragon before them, rushing towards them at an incredible speed and attacking with its fiery breath. Akira activated the presence detection skill, but it failed because the dragon was tracking his magical energy directly. He took a heavy blow that knocked him to the ground, and just as he tried to get up, the dragon charged at him again. He gathered whatever energy he had left, and used that mysterious latent ability within him, delivering a decisive blow that pierced the beast's defenses. Moments later, strange light began to radiate from the dragon's body, illuminating the entire place. They saw the dragon transform into a large cat, which surprised them. Then Amelia discovered that the cat was very weak, but still alive, and it had the additional ability to change shape. She also found out that it wasn't a real dragon, but a creature called the Black Cat. This led to Akira being surprised that Amelia knew all this information. Akira asked Amelia if she was using the Eye of the World, and Amelia answered of course, and asked him if he was using it too, but Akira couldn't control it, even though he had likely raised his level. Here, Amelia thought that Akira was ignoring this ability, and suddenly, the Black Cat woke up. The Black Cat said it wouldn't allow Grin to defeat it, and it was clear that it had been playing around because of its transformation into a dragon. This astonished Akira as the Black Cat was talking. The Black Cat told Akira not to think it was a monster controlled by its instincts, and that it was created by the Demon Lord and was highly intelligent. Amelia was surprised that the Black Cat described itself as highly intelligent. Akira informed the cat that he had met others like it before, but the cat didn't accept any of Akira's words because its age hadn't exceeded a century yet, while the others were thousands of years old, so it was natural for them to speak clearly with him. At this point, Akira threatened the cat and showed it some knives to make the cat fear him, but the cat allowed him to do whatever he wanted to it, on the condition that it would first deliver a message from the Demon Lord. Then the cat straightened up and told Akira to come to the land of demons, which was Volcano, and that it would wait for him in its castle. This surprised Akira that the Demon Lord knew of his coming to this place, and that it also knew what was on Akira's mind. However, the cat told Akira that it didn't know what the Demon Lord was thinking. Then the cat lay down on the ground and asked Akira to kill it, but Akira refused. He couldn't pass through the great door without killing the maze leader first, but Akira also refused because he loved cats. The cat thought that Akira was mocking it, but Akira confessed that he loved it a lot and that it was good for him to talk to it. However, Akira wondered if there was something else that could allow him to pass through the door without killing the leader, and suspected there was another secret in this place. At that point, Amelia spoke, saying that, of course, there was another secret, which was that Akira could make the cat his pet, so it wouldn't be a leader anymore. But Akira needed to perform the rite, which had to be for someone who could control magic perfectly. The cat thought that this was impossible for Akira, but Amelia believed that Akira could do it because he was the hero of the legend and could perform the rite. However, Amelia didn't know if he would succeed or not. Then she asked Akira what would happen if he failed. The cat answered that one of them would die or both, but the cat told Akira that it didn't care about this, which made Akira feel angry that the cat didn't care about its own life. He insisted on performing the rite, but Amelia asked Akira why he didn't care about his life. Akira told her that he came to this place for this reason, and that he wanted to do it. Then Akira approached the cat and asked Amelia to tell him how the rite was to occur. Amelia said first, he must name the beast. Then Akira came closer to the beast and placed his hand on it, and then suggested the name Euro for the cat. He asked Amelia what the next step was. Amelia said he must place his hand on the beast and let his magical energy flow into it. However, if it doesn't succeed, he would perish, and there would be no return at this stage. But Akira was completely confident that he wouldn't die, so he placed his hands on the cat, causing the energy to flow, and Akira's mind shifted to the cat's thoughts, as if he were in a vast sea. Suddenly, he transformed and descended from the sky onto a large city, where the cat was inside, destroying it. When Akira requested the cat to stop, the cat attacked Akira upon seeing him, injuring him. The cat threatened Akira, asking him to draw his sword and kill her, also telling him that if her soul perished here, her body would rot, and killing the cat was the only way to survive. Then, it dealt another blow to Akira, injuring him once again. Akira threw some knives at the cat, but the cat effortlessly deflected them. The cat displayed its claws, ready to attack Akira, but he attacked first, killing Akira, which astonished the cat, who thought Akira was going to kill it. However, Akira told the cat that he didn't want to kill it, and Akira also believed that the cat didn't want to kill him. Since the cat was a monster, and there were no rules saying that monsters had to kill other races, Akira asked the beast if it was tired of living that way. He also told it that he would watch over it, and would ensure that such destruction would not happen to it again from the inside. This led Akira to tame the cat, and it became Akira's follower. Then a light appeared for them once again, and he returned to the present. Akira almost fell, but Amelia supported him. Akira then placed his hands again on the cat, resulting in a bond marking between them. Amelia told them that this was proof of their souls being connected. After that, the cat told Akira that it had become interested in where life would take it. Akira told the cat that he was Akira, its master from now on, and that he named it Euro, which delighted the cat with its new name, and it pledged its loyalty to him. Amelia also introduced herself to Euro, and Euro greeted Amelia and told her it would respect her as she was the friend of its master. Then, a portal appeared, and the maze acknowledged that Euro was no longer a leader from now on. Akira wanted to move forward, but he stopped because Amelia had not yet recovered and couldn't go with him. The exit would not disappear if they didn't use it. Amelia suggested they spend some time chatting, and Euro agreed to this so they could get to know each other better. Then we move on to the rest of the warriors, and Sato was amazed to see a large city like Yamato. One of them believed that this city was founded by a former hero. After that, they moved to a house where the girls changed their clothes while the others sat at the dining table. They enjoyed very happy moments together while eating. After they finished, Sato told them that they need to look for a job because the money they had started to run out. One of them suggested that they become adventurers to earn money. Sato thought this was a very good decision, also suggested that they should learn more about this strange world, and they need to bring some books to know more about it and the people living there. The fastest way to return to their world is to kill the demon lord, and since they were summoned by the princess and the king, they must also know how to bring them back to their world. Therefore, they should talk and negotiate with them. If they became heroes, the situation would be easier for them. Then Shiori reminded them that the rest of their colleagues are still in the palace, but Sato told them that once they gather enough money and information, they will set off to the demon continent. However, Asahina wanted to find Akira first, because without him, it would be difficult to face the demon lord. He knew that Akira had a lot of power to stop him. Some colleagues agreed with him, but others believed that he was the one who killed Saran. However, Asahina defended Akira and told them that the curse was controlling them. Yet Yuki always saw that Akira did whatever he wanted on his own, and wondered if Akira would cooperate with them or not. Shiori asked Sato about his opinion on Asahina's suggestion regarding Akira, since he is their leader and should voice his opinion. However, Sato knew well that Akira was strange to them, and had no doubt that he was stronger than them, but he didn't expect him to cooperate because Akira had been Sato's classmate since kindergarten, and he hadn't recognized him until now. Asahina confirmed Sato's words, since he had also been with them, and knew well that Akira didn't understand teamwork. Sato then told them that the Holy Sword was the only one capable of killing the Demon Lord. Thus, coordination would be the key to their success as a team. Therefore, there is no reason for Akira to comply with that, given the vast difference in power between them. So they must cooperate with him to keep up with their power. Thus, Sato decided that they would wait for Akira, and that they would train on the surrounding monsters upon his return. Then Sato asked the team if they agreed with this. This led to everyone in the team agreeing with Sato's decision as their leader, which made Sato very excited. Then we move on to Amelia, as she tells her story to Akira, explaining that she was escaping from her homeland. However, she was injured by one of the soldiers with an arrow in one of her legs, causing her to fall and get captured. She was surrounded by soldiers who almost killed her, but she used her slime to escape during the day, and got swept to the riverbank, where she was swallowed by her slime. When she regained consciousness, she found herself in front of Akira, and she was grateful for the slime since it was the reason she met Akira. However, Akira did not agree with this and told Amelia to return to her homeland, but Amelia completely refused. Akira discovered that her little sister was the reason for all this happening to Amelia, but the matter was complicated for Amelia. Also, Akira knew that when it came to family it became very complicated, but the matter would be resolved later. Then he told Amelia that he also had a little sister, and remembered a time in the past when he brought a gift for his sister, but she felt angry because he had been working extra hours to buy her a present. Then their mother came to them and told Yui, Akira's sister, that Akira did that because he loved Yui, which made his sister agree this time only. Then he returned to the present and told Amelia that family is preferred no matter what happens between them. Yuro asked Akira if he was from another world. Then Amelia asked Akira if he missed his mother and sister a lot and did he want to see them or not. However, Akira missed them very much and wanted to see them badly, but he had to do something first. Since he wasn't a prominent person in his real life and had always been hiding from existence, hiding his presence was one of his abilities. Nonetheless, Nevertheless, he had found one man who taught him how to survive in this world, and he was killed by those scoundrels. He would have been alive if it weren't for his involvement with him, and he would not return home until he avenges Captain Saran. Feeling deep anger towards this, his slime manifested, but Emilia called Akira to wake him up, and Yuro saw that he was very thirsty for blood. Then Yuro asked if she meant Saran, the captain of the knights, and did Emilia also know him well? However, Akira wanted to pull them out of the hard times he was going through, and began to play with the cat to lift their spirits. But the cat asked him to take things more seriously. Then Emilia requested to do the same and play with the cat. They hugged Yuro, and Akira told Yuro that he really loves cats. He wasn't joking. Emilia also admitted that she liked cats too, but Yuro asked them to take things seriously because if one of them died, Akira told her that the other would die because their souls were linked. But here, Emilia felt jealous and told them that she envied them. Akira told her that he was the one who was linked to Yuro, and Emilia quietly said that she envied Yuro for being linked to Akira, but Akira didn't hear what she said. Then Yuro felt sleepy, and after that, they moved to the instant transfer circle. Akira asked Yuro where this transfer would lead them, but Yuro didn't know because in their world, very few demons knew how to create magical circles. Then Akira promised that once he finished his mission, he would visit the demon world and ask them to make one for him. He would tell the demon lord that Yuro had completed her mission perfectly. Then Emilia told Akira that the blue circle could take them wherever they wanted, and if 10 people used this circle, it would respond to one of their wishes. But Akira thought that if Emilia's words were true, he wouldn't know where they were heading unless they arrived. However, Emilia didn't care where they went, as long as she was with Akira. Akira jokingly said to Emilia that since she hadn't felt hungry in his presence, had she? Then they entered the circle. Akira remembered his family and had the idea of returning to them, but he quickly dismissed it from his mind. Then they teleported and found themselves in front of the sacred tree in the land of the Thousand, which caused sorrow to appear on Emilia's face, because she didn't want to return to her homeland. They had teleported from a very distant place, and there was one of the 1,000 above the tree, watching them, and shot arrows at them. But Akira saw him clearly, and saved Emilia from being hit by an arrow. Then another arrow was shot at them, but Akira intervened at the right moment, and managed to fend it off. He then immediately teleported to the archer, and ordered him to not move lest he cut his head off. Then Emilia and Yuro approached to check on Akira, and found him cautious of the elven archer. However, Emilia was aware of the archer, and his name was Liam. Liam then told Emilia that he came to check on the situation due to that great glow, and he found the criminal who abandoned her land, and also told her that she no longer belonged to them, and had no place among them. He asked her to flee again. However, Akira directed a blow to Liam that caused him to lose consciousness, because he hated blabbermouths like him. Then Emilia thanked Akira, but Akira told Emilia that the time had run out, and that they were surrounded, as a large group of elven soldiers appeared. Then Emilia's younger sister also showed up, vowing to her and telling Emilia's little sister, Kelika, that she couldn't believe she had come back to her homeland, and that she would pay for the mistakes she made against her. Then Akira's thoughts aligned with Yuro's, and he thought that this was a family dispute that crossed boundaries. Emilia remembered her past when she was watching Kelika training with the guards, and Emilia's fiancé was with her. Emilia was amazed by Kelika's skill, but one of the guards told Emilia that Kelika's skill was great, but you are the one who will take the throne. After that, Liam, Emilia's fiancé, asked Emilia to cancel their engagement, but Emilia told Liam to speak with her father, because this was not her concern. Then Kelika came to them and told Emilia that Liam doesn't want to stay with a disaster girl like you, and doesn't want to marry you, which made Emilia sad. After that, Kelika and Liam gathered with the guards, and Kelika told Emilia that she committed a big, unforgivable mistake, but Emilia tried to defend herself. However, one of the guards told her that she shouldn't take the throne, and that Kelika is the one who deserves this. Then the guards aimed their arrows at her. Then Emilia returned to the present, and told Kelika that she will leave now immediately, but Kelika won't allow her to leave again until she kills her. But Akira intervened at the right time, and asked Kelika not to go too far. Kelika asked Akira, "Who are you to defend her?" Akira told her he's just a killer who recently met her. The soldiers continued aiming arrows in the direction of Akira and Emilia. Kelika said, "You did a lot and dared to injure Liam, and all this for this killer." But Akira asked Kelika to stop calling Emilia a killer, and asked her what did she do for all this. Kelika showed her hands to Akira, and explained to him that she suffers from a disease, because Emilia put poison in a drink for her. But Emilia tried to defend herself, and told her it was medicine, but Kelika didn't believe her. Then Kelika said to Akira that she's very thankful to him because he brought the killer here. She approached him to thank him, but Emilia asked Akira not to look into Kelika's eyes so he wouldn't be affected by her magic. But it already happened, and Kelika said to Emilia that she succeeded in influencing his heart, and that he's now her follower, and that she's now alone. But Emilia felt very angry, and screamed at Kelika, and asked her to leave Akira alone, because he has nothing to do with this, which surprised Kelika, because it was the first time for Emilia to scream at her. But Emilia continued screaming screaming at Celica, but Akira asked them to stop and that nothing happened to him, which surprised them. Yuro said that Celica's magic doesn't affect those who possess a very high rank, but Celica doesn't believe there's someone stronger than her. But Akira told her to speak comfortably until he reveals the trick she fabricated against her sister Amelia. It was hard for Akira to believe that Amelia was capable of lying, but Celica ordered the soldiers to kill Akira immediately. When the soldiers got ready and Akira was about to use his power, Amelia's father came from afar and asked the soldiers to stop. Celica was surprised by his presence. Then Amelia's father asked, "What's happening here?" Then one of the guards answered Amelia's father's question, but the king interrupted the guard and told him he didn't ask him to speak. Then Amelia's father asked Celica, "What's happening here?" But Celica didn't expect her father to return early from his inspection, but her father told her work brought him back, then asked her again what's happening. Then the soldiers said that Celica didn't do anything, and that Amelia is the one who planned to kill Celica. But her father knew that Celica was affecting the soldiers with her magic, and asked her to cancel this magic immediately, and threatened her with punishment. Then he moved toward Akira and Amelia, and told Amelia that he will make Celica apologize to her and atone for her sin. Celica felt very angry too. Then he apologized to Akira, because Celica attacked him with a large number of guards, and asked him to leave when his work is finished. But Amelia explained to her father that Akira is the one who brought her here and helped her before. But Amelia's father doesn't accept the presence of another race in their country, whatever their reasons. But Amelia told her father that she will leave with Akira if he can't be present here, which angered Amelia's father when he heard this. He told her she shouldn't leave anymore because she's the one who will lead the kingdom after him. Akira saw that it's Amelia's right to decide what she wants, but Amelia's father asked Akira not to interfere because he's a stranger to them. But Akira told Amelia's father that he's indeed a stranger, so he can't follow his orders. He told Amelia's father that he's capable of protecting Amelia's wish, whatever she wants to do. Then Liam woke up from his consciousness and apologized to the king, Amelia's father, because he was defeated by Akira. Then the king said to Akira that if he's serious, he will enter into a duel with him, and the winner is the one who will make the decision. He told him that he will fight Celica on his behalf, and the duel will be held under the sacred tree. Then they headed toward the sacred tree. Amelia apologized to Akira because she got him involved in this matter, but Akira told her that he's the one who interfered in her affairs. Then Akira asked Amelia about the story of the disaster child. Then she said there's a legend among the elves, which is when twins are born, one of them won't resemble their parents and will be a disaster child who brings shame to their country. But Yuro said that long ago. Didn't they settle the matter that killing the cursed twin is just a myth? But Amelia doesn't have the same eye and hair color as her parents, and this is true. But Yuro doesn't believe that the closest people to her should call her by this title. No doubt that Celica knows the harm she causes. But Akira saw that Amelia's eyes and hair are extremely beautiful, which surprised Amelia. Then we finally moved to the sacred tree. While they were preparing to fight, Yuro said to Akira to use concealment of presence, but Akira told Yuro that he won't use it and that he will win a big victory. Amelia said to Akira that Celica is the best warrior among the elves and warned him about her. But Akira sees that Amelia values Celica a lot. But Amelia was the closest one to Celica and knows well that Celica developed herself a lot because she's her younger sister. On the other side, the king asked Celica to prove her worth as a member of the royal family. Celica confirmed to the king that she will accomplish the mission. After that, Celica drew her sword toward Akira, but Akira didn't do this. Akira thought he could kill her without drawing his sword, but Akira told her he's afraid to kill her. But Celica told him, "If you want to show your sword, it will be when I regain my father's trust in me again." Then Akira called out to Amelia and told her she showed interest in him before, and told her when he wins, Amelia will do as she pleases. Then the king asked them to get ready, then asked them to begin. Then Celica directed several strikes at Akira, but she couldn't hit him. But Akira also succeeded through his speed in pushing her. Yuro saw that Celica is very amazing, but not at Akira's level at all. But Celica felt that Akira was mocking her, which led her to use wind magic. She merged it with her sword and directed several strikes at him, but Akira dodged all the strikes and succeeded in directing a strike at her, which caused her to fall to the ground. He succeeded in reaching her too, and placed his sword on her shoulder and asked her to surrender again so she doesn't die. Celica did not listen to Akira's words, and was very hostile toward her sister, and she used the power of wind with great force, but Akira succeeded in deflecting it. However, Celica directed her attacks at Amelia as well, but Akira asked Yoru to protect Amelia, and Yoru was immediately ready to protect Amelia, but Celica would not let Amelia live another day. Then Celica remembered her past with her sister Amelia, and how they were very happy together, but when she returned to her present, she felt angry because Amelia was taking everything, and she was the one who would become the queen, which increased Celica's anger. But Liam approached Amelia and gave her something, and told her that this would help Celica. Then she stood on Yoru's back and showed the branch of the sacred tree, and that it held purification powers. Then Amelia used the tree branch until they succeeded in complete purification, and Celica felt her power being neutralized. But this made her feel excessive anger, and she cried and said she would not let Amelia take and rob everything from her, and she directed a strong strike. But Liam tried to tell her they didn't mean this, and Akira stood in front of her so that no one would be exposed to death. But Kalika insisted that she exists, and someone must notice her presence. But Akira used the shadow spell and asked it to devour everything. But when Akira felt that Kalika would be exposed to death, Akira asked the shadow to devour him instead. And when he did this, Kalika attacked Akira, but Akira deflected her with all his strength until Kalika fell to the ground. Then Akira said to Kalika, "You said no one notices your presence, but you don't see those who notice your presence." Then Kalika asked Amelia, "Did you come to mock me?" And that she thinks Akira is stronger than she imagined, and that she also lost her ability. But Liam told her she was wrong, but Kalika told Liam that he returned to Amelia quickly as soon as he regained consciousness, and that he was the one who helped her free everyone from her power. But Amelia told Kalika that Liam was not under her influence from the beginning, but Kalika thought Amelia was lying to her and asked them to tell her what her punishment would be now. Would she be exiled or executed? But the king approached them and told Kalika that he is the one who should be punished, because he is the one who took everything from her, not Amelia. But Kalika asked the king, "Why are you saying such words?" But the king got closer to Kalika to restore her memories. Then Kalika remembered when she was training to swing the sword with Liam, but she wanted to train more alone and went to a labyrinth, and there was an evil woman there who told Kalika that if she wants to increase her power, she must kill the labyrinth's monsters, and gave her a golden ball, and told her that this ball will show her a monster that helps her kill the labyrinth's monsters. And when Kalika entered the labyrinth, she threw the golden ball, which led to the appearance of the labyrinth's monsters, the golems, which frightened Kalika greatly. Then Kalika attacked the monsters but was pushed by one of the monsters and fell to the ground. But Kalika fled and left the labyrinth. But there was also a group of monsters waiting for her outside. But Kalika had to kill them so they wouldn't expose people to death, and she directed strikes at them to eliminate them. But the soldiers also came to her to help, but a monster appeared from among the trees and attacked Liam and killed him, which led to Kalika's severe sadness. Then she returned to her present, and the king said to Kalika that the feeling of guilt almost killed her, so he had to erase her memory, and that Amelia is the one who saved the situation by using her magic and created two spells, which are gravity and materialization, and brought Liam back to life. But Kalika did not know anything about this, and felt that everyone turned against her because she doesn't know anything. And to be careful not to discover the matter, everyone turned away from you, even the king. And he also told her if she had won this duel, she could have been proud now without needing to use the family power, and that he wanted her to keep this support before revealing the truth to her. And Akira thought he was being used, but the king told him he wanted to reveal the truth in his own way, but had to use another way. Then Liam approached Kalika and told her he was wrong, but he wanted to separate them before their hatred increased, so he helped her exile Amelia. And Kalika asked Liam, "Didn't my power affect you?" But when Liam was treated, a sacred tree leaf entered Liam's body, and Liam said to Kalika that he admired her diligent effort with which she developed herself, but he couldn't stop her, and that was a failure on his part. But Kalika misunderstood Liam and his kindness, and thought it was neglect, and blamed her sister, who fixed what she ruined, and that she is foolish. But Amelia told her she is not like that, and also told her that she is amazing, and that she did everything from the depths of her heart before the incident and after, and that she also knows how much goodness exists inside her since childhood. Then Kalika cried and hugged Amelia and apologized to her. Then the soldiers came forward to check on Kalika, and Akira saw that everyone now cares about her, and Liam confirmed they love her very much and wanted Kalika to know this. And after that, we moved to the party, and Akira said to the king that he won the duel. "Isn't that right?" And the king said to Akira, "So I held a welcome party for you." But Akira told the king that Amelia has the right to do what she wants, and the king kept his promise and asked Akira, "Where will you go then?" Akira said to the king, "To the continent of the monster race as a start, because his friends said this is the ideal place for acquiring and maintaining weapons." Then Akira and Amelia moved alone, and Amelia asked Akira to call her by her name several times, and when he did this, Amelia felt very happy and told Akira that she will go with him to a place and will be with him all the time and forever. Then Akira called Amelia by her name again, which made her feel shy, but Yoru was watching them from afar and sees that Akira and Amelia are like children, but he can't stand this. Then we move to the rest of the adventurers, but they inform Asahina that they no longer have a prince waiting for them. But Asahina told them he knows, and also told them they can no longer raise their levels by hunting monsters in Yamato. And the adventurer with the lenses said that everyone must upgrade their weapons, even you must upgrade soon, and that their destination is the monster race. While Akira and Amelia were there, Kalika told Amelia that she could return to her homeland anytime, and Akira thanked them for hosting them in their country. But Liam asked Akira to take good care of Amelia. However, Akira advised Liam to be careful about performing his duties. But the king understands Liam's true feelings, and the rest is up to Kalika. Then Akira was told that they would be escorted by a convoy to the port, but Akira thought this was excessive. But the king told him about kidnapping operations happening in the area, and that he was returning from investigating one of them. But Amelia told them that Akira was very strong, and that they would be fine. But it's normal for the king to worry about his children, and if the opportunity allowed, he would have gone with them. Everyone else also wanted to go with them, but Akira refused. After that, they moved out and were heavily secured. Akira asked Yuro why he was quiet while he was next to the Elf King. Yuro thought that only a few accept demons and monsters, and he would cause trouble for Emilia if he didn't behave well. Akira thought that for this reason he appeared before them as a gentle cat. Emilia was surprised by the word pretend. Akira thought that the demon lord might get upset if Yuro behaved too well, and that he's watching them now, isn't he? Yuro confirmed this because his eyes and ears are still connected to the demon lord, but he doesn't control his actions, and he doesn't want to betray Akira at all. Akira asked Yuro that if he faces the demon lord, he should stand on his side. Yuro saw that every situation has its words, but the demon lord wishes to meet Akira, but the current situation is sufficient for now. Emilia thought that the demon lord wants to gain Akira's friendship because he was amazing yesterday. Yuro confirmed that this is also possible, because what Akira did in the previous battle might have attracted the demon lord's interest, and also no one except Akira can use dark magic. Akira did this emotionally because he feared that Kalika would be devoured. Yuro saw that this was more impressive because he was cloaked in shadow. Akira was amazed by the phrase shadow cloaked, and saw that it was a good title. Suddenly Akira felt some danger, and asked the driver to stop. When Emilia asked about the reason for stopping, Akira said there's someone watching them, and that the guards spotted criminals. Then the criminals approached them and asked them not to move so they wouldn't kill this blonde elf. Then one of the criminals asked them to tie themselves up well, which angered one of the elf guards. When Emilia appeared to them, they thought she was an elf princess because of her hair color. But in a small moment, Akira managed to eliminate them all, then returned to his place again, and told the guards that they brought ropes with them and asked to tie them up. Then Emilia untied the elf girl, and the criminals were tied up. Akira asked the criminals, "Is Graham the one who orders you to do this?" The elf guard said he had heard this name before, and that one of the royal family members in Uruk is named Graham, and Uruk is the largest country in the monster continent. Then Akira asked the guards to take these criminals to the palace, and that they would continue going alone. But the guards told Akira that they were appointed by the king's order. Yuro told them that he smells salt in the air, which means the port is near. Then we moved to a ship inside the sea, and Akira said they would take care of their weapons after arrival, and that he also wants to raise his level if possible. Emilia asked Akira, "Do you want to increase your power?" Akira saw no harm in exaggerating if this would guarantee him revenge against Commander Saran. Yuro suggested the existence of a labyrinth in the port city where he could raise his level there, but they would go there after several days, and now they should enjoy and rest during this time too, and he lay on the box. On the other side, Emilia was happy because it was her first time traveling by ship, and it was wonderful for her to spend great time on the high seas, and she was also very excited to see the sun sink into the sea and the night stars with him. But Akira was reading a book and didn't respond to Emilia. Emilia told him they were on a sea voyage together. Akira told Emilia that her father is a wonderful person and that he wanted to give him a farewell gift. When Akira told him he wanted a book, he gave him books from his library, and he's grateful to him. Emilia didn't care about all this because she was angry and scolded him, but Akira didn't care either. Then night fell on them, and Akira was still reading the book, and Emilia went to sleep. The next day, they arrived at the monster continent, the city of Brute, but Emilia was also angry because Akira was reading the book all night. Then they moved from the ship, and Akira thought this was the port of and that humans do all the hard work in it. While he and Emilia were walking, a group of fools confronted him and asked him to leave the elf and go. Akira asked Emilia to step back, and he advanced toward the criminals. But the criminals underestimated him because he was human. Akira now understood that they looked down on humans. But the criminals attacked Akira, and Akira showed the power of darkness and cast the force on them, which blocked their vision. Yuro said that Akira handled them well, but Akira could have basically crushed them, but he didn't want to cause a commotion. Then he continued walking in the country, but they attracted everyone's attention. Emilia asked Yuro if people fear him. Yuro said that here they fear black cats and hate them on this continent. Akira assumed the matter was complicated, but there was someone watching them from afar. After night fell, they moved to their lodging and had dinner. Emilia said she was full, but Akira knew from the amount of food she had eaten that this wasn't true. Akira decided to go to sleep, and Emilia saw that the bed was large, but they only needed one bed. However, Akira suggested they use 2 beds. Yuro told them he was a smart type and that he would leave for a bit. Emilia thanked Yuro, then Yuro left. Emilia thought it was a good move by Yuro, but Akira called out to him, but Yuro didn't come back. After that, Emilia went to take a shower, and after finishing, Akira went to sleep. But Emilia approached him and thought he was sleeping because he needed rest, so she slept beside him. The next day, Yuro came to them and woke them up, telling them to put on their clothes because a visitor was on the way to them. Then a man called Crow came to him. Yuro had hired him yesterday, and he works in blacksmithing. Crow said that Yuro was the one who summoned him. Yuro thinks he was summoned because he's the best blacksmith in the world. Then Akira introduced himself, and Emilia as well. Then Crow asked Akira to show him his weapon. Crow thought that Akira Akira had overused his weapon in the Great Canton Labyrinth. Amelia was surprised that he knew about this. Akira asked Crow if he could fix it. Crow confirmed that he could with the budget and required materials. Akira assured him that he could have whatever he wanted and that he would get what he needed. Akira also asked him to bring about 20 deadly projectile tools. Crow asked Akira if he was an assassin. Crow thought that Akira had the skill but little experience, and that he wouldn't be able to use the weapons he would make for him well. Amelia got angry and asked Crow how he knew Akira. Akira confirmed Crow's words and said he was completely right. Yuro told Amelia that Crow was an expert in combat and might be a blacksmith, but he was a member of the previous hero's team. Then Crow presented a paper with all the materials he needed, and also included a price estimate. He also told him that he would keep the sword, and asked him to tell him when he provided the materials, then left. Yuro thought that Crow was difficult to deal with but skilled, and there was no one better than him as a blacksmith to entrust with your weapons. Akira trusted Yuro's choice, but he couldn't provide the money and materials. Yuro offered Akira to hunt monsters in the labyrinths, which was an easy option for him, and told him to keep the materials he requested and sell the rest. Akira thought he could also level up. Then Yuro explained more to Akira about the city they were in, but he thought entering it depended on adventurer rank. Suddenly, Amelia asked to go outside. When Akira asked Amelia where she was going, Amelia answered that she was going to talk to Crow. When Amelia left, Akira asked Yuro to accompany Amelia. Yuro asked Akira what he would do now. Akira answered that he would do some research before going to the labyrinth. He asked him to contact him through telepathy if something happened. Then Yuro left. Then we moved to Crow's place. Amelia went to him, and Crow asked Amelia what she wanted from him. Amelia said that the hero's party failed to eliminate the Demon Lord, and the hero only survived from the monster race. Crow confirmed to her that there were 1,000 among them who didn't survive, but Amelia didn't think that if they survived, then they were strong. Then she asked him to teach her how to fight. Crow immediately refused and said he wouldn't take a new student. Amelia asked Crow if he had taken a student before. Crow told her none of them were worthy. They either ran away or broke down. Amelia assured him that she would never run away or break down, and begged him to teach her because she wanted to accompany Akira. But the difference between them was great, and the situation shouldn't remain as it is, and she must become stronger. Crow told Yuro that he had agreed with him only to make and maintain weapons. Yuro told him that this was all he asked of him, and that Amelia was independent from him and Akira. Crow thought that Yuro was the symbol of terror in the hearts of the monster race on this continent, and was called the Nightmare of Adelia, which led to Amelia's amazement at the name Nightmare of Adelia. She asked Yuro that he was supposed to be a black cat before becoming Yuro, so what is the Nightmare of Adelia? Yuro told her that this happened a century ago, and the city of Adelia was more prosperous at that time. He remembered when the Demon Lord sent him there to impose surveillance on the city, and that was in response to their invasion of demon territories. When he landed, all he had to do was direct a warning to the powers governing the city, which led to the city's destruction. But on that day, he allowed his demonic instincts to control him and unleashed his strikes on the city. But he was confronted by warships. However, he attacked them, and since that day, the monster race has been calling him the Nightmare of Adelia. He returned to his nature, and the black cat became a symbol of terror. Then we moved to Akira, who was listening to Yuro's story. Akira thought that Yuro wanted him to listen to the story through the telepathy between them. Then we returned to Crow's workshop, and Yuro said that what happened on this day planted these destructive thoughts in his mind, but now his feelings have changed as long as he serves Akira, and he will not repeat what happened in the past. Crow here believed that Yuro began a new life, and Yuro knows full well that he doesn't deserve this, and that he now claims to be Yuro, and that he is a follower of Akira and will not risk his life again. Crow told Yuro that he never held any grudge against him from the beginning, and the story doesn't end here. Crow and Yuro moved to visit Crow's sister's grave, and Yuro discovered that Crow was the man who once escaped with the hero man, and asked him if he had lost his mind. He also told him if he wanted to kill him, he should do it. Crow saw that Yuro was nothing but a tool in the hands of the Demon Lord, and there was no point in blaming him, and that his sister didn't die by his hand, or by the Demon Lord's hand, but that she was trying to help others trapped under the rubble after Yuro left. There was a man in a hurry inside his own carriage, as if he feared returning to the city again, but Crow's sister suddenly appeared before him to talk to him, but he kicked her until she fell to the ground. Then he killed members of his own race to protect his interests without any hesitation. The man who killed his sister is his target for revenge, and he is Graham Cluster from the royal family as well. Then we returned to Crow's workshop again, and that he couldn't take revenge on him because Crow's dead sister doesn't want him to take this path, and that he realized this before it was too late, which made Amelia sad, but she didn't pity his sister, but pitied Crow, because he makes his sister an excuse for his cowardice, because she fabricated her feelings and convinced herself that she respects her, but in reality she is running away from the world and from herself. Amelia was like him, and betrayed herself, and said she was doing this for her sister's sake, and fortunately Akira showed her her mistake. Then we moved to Akira, and while he was on his way to the labyrinth, great destruction appeared in the place, and flying monsters also appeared. Yuro and Amelia saw that, and they moved quickly to the city. A force appeared in the sky that destroyed buildings and killed people easily. Amelia stopped before this force and used the power of darkness and succeeded in defeating some of it, but she also asked Yuro for help. While she was using her power to repel this force, Yuro was on the other side saving people. While Amelia was preparing to eliminate the force, a strange person appeared behind her, but she recognized him because he was the one who deceived Kilika, Amelia's sister. Then this person introduced himself, and he is called Arum, and that the demon lord asked him to keep only her alive. He used the Arzov machine and brought the blue force to her, and she was surrounded from all sides. On the other side, Akira was also killing huge monsters, but he felt tired, but he also knew that Amelia had been kidnapped. Akira ran to save her and picked up a sword from the ground, and when one of the monsters attacked him, he succeeded in killing it immediately, and also succeeded in killing another monster. Then Yuro joined Akira and apologized to him for Amelia's kidnapping, even though he was with her. For Akira, the most important thing was to get rid of these first, and he asked Yuro to step back. Yuro flew away so that Akira could activate darkness mode. After he did this, a large amount of darkness appeared that led to killing many monsters, and the place was filled with darkness, but he had never felt this feeling before. And after he finished, he immediately lost consciousness because of the amount of darkness he used. Yuro approached Akira after he fell to the ground to check on him, but Akira had exceeded the acceptable limit of using magical energy. Then, shadow magic activated automatically for recovery, which required the emergency reserve of magical energy. The healing was completed, and the shadow magic stopped. Yuro was amazed. Then, the scene shifted to Kuro's house. Akira woke up and asked where he was. Yuro told him he was in Kuro's house. Akira asked Yuro how long he had been unconscious. Yuro told him a day and 5 hours, which surprised Akira, but Yuro thought it was normal since Akira had completely depleted his magical energy and almost died. Yuro also told Akira that the dark magic had automatically restored his magical energy. Yuro asked about that magic, but Akira said he didn't know, and asked Yuro to postpone worrying about it since they had many more important things to deal with. Then Akira approached Kuro and thanked him for letting him sleep in his bed, and told him to add it to the bill. He also said he was going to rescue Amelia. Kuro asked Akira if he knew where Amelia was. He thought they were already on their way to the demon realm, and might have arrived by now since quite some time had passed. Akira decided he would go to the demon realm then. Kuro told Akira to calm down and stop, but that only made Akira angry. He said he was very calm, but just in a hurry. Kuro asked him how he could call himself calm when he planned to go to the demon realm without any weapons. Akira was annoyed and said he couldn't take what he didn't own. Kuro pointed to a weapon and told him it was there. Akira went to check the new weapon and asked Kuro why he had split it in two. Kuro thought short swords were easier for assassins to use, and told him to repay his debt quickly since the work and materials cost him money. Akira thanked Kuro. Kuro then tossed a ring to Akira and told him it was made by the second or third hero, with words inside that said, "I will lead you anywhere." Akira was able to read it since it was written in his own world's language. Kuro told Akira that the ring helped its bearer find what they were seeking. Akira used the ring, and Yuro thought it was pointing toward the location of the brute labyrinth. Kuro said it wouldn't point in that direction if they were heading to the demon realm, though he didn't know why. It didn't seem like they were still in the labyrinth. Akira said this was exactly what he needed. He thanked Kuro, got dressed, and prepared to leave. After that, Akira mounted Yoro, and they departed quickly. Then the scene shifted to Amelia, who was unconscious. In the same place was Orom, who thought everything was going well. The demons, he said, had a spell that allowed them to control monsters. He always wondered what would happen if he tried it on monsters, humans, or elves. He told Amelia that she had helped him solve the mystery, then revealed a terrifying insect, saying he couldn't control it. The insect was released on Amelia, paralyzing the elf completely, which made Orom delighted. Amelia asked Orom why he was doing this. She also asked again what he was doing in the labyrinth. Orom said that a demon must be at least of the second rank or higher to use teleportation circles, and he was a third-rank demon, which, he assumed, made him superior. He had come to this labyrinth to use that magic, but would also need a return circle, so he was now waiting for his superior to arrive. Amelia asked when his superior would come, but Orom thought Amelia was trying to get information out of him, since she was paralyzed. He didn't mind, though, and told her that he would tell her everything he knew. He also said that the assassin might appear while they talked, and that she could tell him everything but the assassin wouldn't be able to defeat him. Orom told Amelia he wouldn't kill her because she needed to be delivered alive to the demon lord to avoid trouble. Then, the scene shifted back to Akira, who searched again using the ring. Yoro said the beam was pointing underground, confirming that Amelia was deep inside the labyrinth. Akira told Yoro to hurry. Then, a girl appeared, asking Akira to let her come along because she wanted to save Amelia from the depths of the labyrinth. Akira grabbed the girl by the neck and demanded to know how she knew where Amelia was. The girl said she had used a scent tracking skill and that Amelia's scent had vanished vanished at the labyrinth's entrance. She also used it to confirm that Akira was heading toward the labyrinth. Yoro said scent tracking was a common skill among beasts, so what she said wasn't strange. Akira released the girl and asked her to explain her reasons for doing this. The girl said her name was Leah, first princess of the Beast Nation, Orok. She had received information that the Demon Lord was targeting Amelia and had been on her way to warn her. Akira asked Leah why she hadn't come immediately. Leah thought Akira didn't believe her without proof, so she continued investigating until things got out of control yesterday. Akira used his power and confirmed that Leah wasn't lying. He then asked her what her spiritual barrier ability did, which surprised her that Akira knew about it. She told him that normal barriers could only be placed in fixed locations, but a spiritual barrier could be used on moving objects. Akira asked if she could use it on humans, and Leah confirmed she could, saying it would be very useful for him. She explained that the Demon Lord was targeting Amelia because of the reincarnation magic she possessed. Akira then mounted Yoro again, and told Leah to hop on quickly, but Yoro asked Akira if he truly trusted her. Akira believed that Leah's abilities would help protect Amelia, and could be useful, as she said. Then they moved deeper into the maze, and Amelia said that the Demon Lord wanted the reincarnation magic. Oram asked her, "Aren't you all immortal? And aren't you the strongest among all races?" But Oram said that he didn't really understand these things, that it was a rare kind of magic, but it wouldn't work on those who'd been dead for a long time. Once used, it couldn't be activated again for several days. Amelia realized that Oram knew a lot about it, but Oram was sure he couldn't resurrect the killer after he had died by his own hand. She had also taken a fatal hit before, and had previously used magic on herself. Then Oram approached Amelia and asked, "How will you mourn after the killer dies?" He told her that it reminded him of when his little sister cried back then. Then it cut to Akira and Leah as they were on their way to Amelia. Akira asked Leah what she was doing in Redis. Leah said she was searching for a dark slime for her family because it had been kidnapped. She also told Akira that she'd been adopted by the royal family, but before that, she lived in a remote village. One day, a dark slime appeared in the town, one of those monsters that kills with a single blow, and it devoured her father, her siblings, and all the villagers. Someone had modified that slime and released it into the wild. The royal family offered to adopt her to make use of her defensive abilities, and she became a princess afterward. She used her authority to investigate the incident. That's what brought her to Ritus. She told him that this hadn't only happened to humans. Many animals, monsters, and even elves had disappeared too. The numbers were fewer among the elves, but they perished in summoning rituals. Her people and family had been sacrificed to summon the hero, so she wanted to see him. That was why she was there. But Akira was also seeking revenge, and didn't believe he had been summoned to stop the Demon Lord. Yoru thought that was an obvious lie, since the demons hadn't invaded any country for the past century, though the other races still believed demons were pure evil. Then they saw the maze in front of them, and moved inside. Akira thought dark magic would finish the job quickly, but Yoru told Akira that he had to face the demon once they found her, and not to exhaust himself. Akira wondered what he should do now, saying they needed to save Amelia fast. Yoru suggested transforming, saying it would increase his speed, though he couldn't guarantee he wouldn't lose control and possibly harm them. But Akira told Yoru he would keep an eye on him, and as long as he was with him, everything would be fine. Yoru then transformed into a giant beast, and they launched their attack on the monsters in the labyrinth. Leah felt pain, but Akira told her to hold on tight. As Yoru sped wildly, he crashed into the walls, causing them to collapse on them, but Akira managed to connect with Yoru through the otherworldly link to check on him. They continued their assault, advancing quickly, flying, and striking monsters mid-air. While moving forward, a huge monster appeared in front of them, followed by flying beasts, but Akira managed to defeat them. Then Akira reached Amelia, got off Yoru's back, and asked Leah to use a barrier. Leah cast the barrier, and Oram noticed Akira had arrived faster than he expected, but he had anticipated that from the Demon Lord's right hand, Yoru. He hadn't expected, however, that Yoru would transform into a Cerberus beast. Yoru then returned to normal and told Akira he wouldn't be able to move for a while, but Akira told him to stop joking he wouldn't have made it there without him. Amelia then apologized to Akira for dragging him into all this, but Akira told her he always does whatever he wants, and wouldn't let anyone take her away from him. That was his final decision. Oram then stepped toward Akira, impressed by his words. Akira told Oram he would finish him, but Oram didn't want to hear that from a dead man, and revealed his weapon too. Then Yoru told Oram to remember the Demon Lord's orders that they were supposed to lead Akira to his castle, but Oram said the orders he received were to bring Amelia back alive, and since the killer was a problem, he was to eliminate him. That surprised Yoru. Oram said the Demon Lord must have changed his mind, but that didn't matter much now. Akira launched his attack on Oram, but Oram blocked Akira's blow swiftly. Oram told Akira he was trying to catch him off guard, and struck back, successfully wounding him. Akira then unleashed several attacks on Oram, but Oram easily deflected them all. He remarked that Akira was quite a skilled fighter for a human, and hadn't expected expected him to last this long. Orum landed another strike, but Akira didn't give up and went for a flurry of quick attacks. As usual, Orum dodged them easily and hit him for the third time. Leah was shocked since she had placed a barrier on Akira, but Yoru told her Orum's weapon was magically enhanced with high energy without Leah's barrier. Any one of those wounds would have killed him. Then Orum said he thought Akira had lasted long enough and that it was time to end this. Akira replied that he was thinking the same thing, activated his dark magic, and summoned dark beasts, commanding them to attack Orum. Orum was startled and began fighting the beasts, managing to kill them, but he took an injury in the process. While Orum was busy fighting the monsters, Akira struck him at the perfect moment and dealt a serious blow, causing Orum to drop to his knees. But Orum didn't give up. He took out his special instrument and used it to summon massive beasts, which frustrated Akira since he couldn't activate his dark magic again right away. He wondered how he was supposed to defend himself now. As Orum's monsters prepared to attack, Leah intervened, using a reversed spiritual barrier that successfully shielded Akira from the monster's attacks, though she lost consciousness afterward. Then Orum's beasts were destroyed by Leah's magic. Amelia stepped forward to Akira and told him she could move now thanks to Orum's injury. Orum said at least he had some fun. Akira pointed his weapon at Orum and told him it was over. Orum asked Akira to finish him quickly since demons never surrender. He told him to kill him before he recovered again and asked if he couldn't do it. Akira thought to himself, why did this demon seem different from the others? He couldn't bring himself to kill him. If Captain Saren were still alive, he would have told him it was okay. Then a teleportation circle appeared, and another demon emerged from it. Akira was shocked, and Leah and Yoru both felt fear. Orum told Mahiro that he was late, and Amelia realized this was a second-rank demon. Mahiro then said to Akira, I don't think this is an opponent suited for you. Mahiro moved Orum away from the battlefield because he wasn't able to fight at this time, which made Orum happy. Mahiro saw that this was the time for action. Akira also moved Amelia away from him so she wouldn't get hurt, but Mahiro broke through Leah's barrier, which shocked her. Akira then asked Leah to move away as well, but Mahiro told him not to worry about that girl, then used his magic again, targeted Amelia, and hit her. But Mahiro didn't kill her, he just made her easy to carry. Akira got really angry at Mahiro, and then Mahiro asked Akira if he realized that the one whose face was filled with the look of a madman was him, as if he was ready to kill him at any moment. Yoro told Akira not to let Mahiro provoke him, but Akira knew very well that he was weaker than Mahiro. Still, right now, he was focused on getting Amelia out of there. Mahiro, however, thought that he wouldn't even need to step in personally to kidnap such a weak princess. He then created a bunch of magic circles, which were barriers around the area, so that time wouldn't be wasted chasing him. Akira started thinking about what he should do, and said to himself that right now, he couldn't use the power of darkness, so he couldn't fight with his full strength. Mahiro then asked Akira if his family name was written the same way as Oda Nobunaga's, or if it was written with different characters, which surprised Akira. But Mahiro told him that he had lived in Japan despite his different circumstances, and that his name was Mahiro, and he was glad to meet him, though he didn't want to tell him that. Then he told him he would kill him and take the princess. Mahiro then fired his magic at him, hitting Akira in the back. Akira attacked Mahiro, but Mahiro cast a magic circle at him. Akira managed to dodge this circle but fell to the ground. Then Mahiro launched several attacks at Akira, but Akira used the power of darkness and absorbed the hits. Mahiro thought Akira's power was starting to run out, but he wanted him to be at full strength. He also told him that he didn't want to waste time now so he wouldn't get scolded, and got ready to strike Akira again. Then Yoro approached Akira and told him that this brief rest had helped him regain part of his strength. Mahiro said to Yoro that he knew he had taken Akira's side now. Yoro replied to Mahiro that he was no longer on the demon's side, and had no intention of going back ever again. Then Yoro spoke with Akira in their minds, and asked him to cancel their contract, saying that the only way to defeat Mahiro was for him to sacrifice himself. Akira refused strongly. Mahiro realized they were talking in each other's minds, and told them this would be their last conversation. But Akira said in Yoro's mind that they had to kill Mahiro, and that this would be by joining together. They agreed to this, and after that Yoro transformed into Saran, and told Mahiro that this form was the one that could defeat him. Mahiro launched several attacks at them, but they dodged them. Then Yoro used the power of the Hammer of Light, but Mahiro was ready for it with a large magic circle to block the strike. Akira told Yoro that he could do this, and when Yoro swung the hammer strike, the magic circle was broken, but Mahiro wasn't hurt at all. Mahiro immediately used his magic circles to send several attacks at them, but they dodged those attacks too. Akira used the power of darkness and started attacking Mahiro, but he couldn't hit him. Instead, Mahiro managed to land a blow on Akira that knocked him away. Akira destroyed one of Mahiro's magic circles, but Mahiro didn't stand there doing nothing. He showed his magic and launched several more attacks at Akira. After that, Akira and Yoro joined forces in their attack on Mahiro and landed several strikes at him, but Mahiro was able to block them with his magic circles. Then Akira managed to hit him from behind, and they cornered him. Yoro said his transformation would end soon, but Akira told him he would finish this battle with his next spell. Mahiro said to them, "Do you think you've trapped me?" and moved his hand, but no magic circles appeared. Yoro and Akira thought Mahiro's magic circles had been exhausted and got ready to attack. But then Akira was struck hard from behind by Emilia, who was under Mahiro's control. She came back to her senses afterward and couldn't believe what had happened, and she started crying. Akira fell to the ground and Emilia was beside him, apologizing to him over and over. Yoro also returned to his normal form and walked over to Akira. While Emilia was apologizing to Akira, Akira told her that it wasn't her fault. Yoro thought that this was the spell Mahiro had used at the beginning, and Mahiro confirmed that it was, because the puppet can bring out 100% of the target's hidden energy and also boost it with their stats. But Akira said that he must not die, that he had to avenge Saran, and that he must protect Emilia and not leave her to him. After that, the power of darkness activated and he started healing. Mahiro saw that Akira was a stubborn person and used his power to strike him, but the hit was blocked by Akira's healing barrier, which shocked Mahiro. After that, Akira fully recovered, stood in a fighting stance, and attacked Mahiro, and Mahiro attacked him too. Akira managed to hit him again. Mahiro kept using his power and launched attacks at Akira, but Akira used dark magic and blocked his strikes. Then he managed to restrain Mahiro and also demanded that he cancel Emilia's spell and withdraw immediately. This made Mahiro angry, and he said, "Why would I do that? You humans will never match demons. This is the natural order of things." But Akira told Mahiro that the world wasn't that simple, and that it was wrong to give up before even trying. That made Mahiro angry, and he thought Akira was talking down to him. Then Mahiro used his magic to kill Emilia. Emilia couldn't move, but Akira woke up at the right moment while Emilia was under attack and about to die. Akira ran toward her to save her, taking the hits in her place. But suddenly the attacks were destroyed and stopped before reaching Akira, and it was Kuro who did this. He said that he had appeared at just the right time. Then he descended and walked up to Mahiro, and Mahiro said to Crow, "Why aren't you dead yet? You're of the beast race, and they die a year after humans." Crow said to Mahiro that he was no longer at the peak of his power, but he still retained his skill as well. Mahiro was surprised that Crow had nullified his magic so quickly, and then brought out a teleportation circle, telling him he'd let them escape today. Crow told him that they would also let him escape. Then Mahiro picked up Orum and teleported through the circle. After it was over, Leah said to Crow that she hadn't expected him to come here, and Akira realized that Crow knew a lot of people, but Crow told Akira to rest a bit, and Akira lost consciousness. After that, we moved to Crow's house, and Akira wakes up to find Emilia and Yuro next to him. Akira asked them how long he'd been unconscious. Yuro said, 3 days and 5 hours. But Akira didn't care about anything except that Emilia was with him. Then Crow entered the room, and Akira said to him, "You're the one who saved me. What about Leah?" But Crow had sent her to the royal palace, and Akira understood that he had to apologize to her when he saw her again. After that, Crow asked Akira's friends to come in. They greeted him, and Kyosuke said he had finally found him, which surprised Akira. He asked Kyosuke, "You guys left the palace too?" Sato said to Akira that thanks to Gilles taking control of Asahina, he'd made him break the curse on everyone here. But Sato also told Akira he was upset that he left on his own, and that he should have talked to him after he came to his senses. After they were all together again, Akira asked Gilles, "Is it okay for you to be away from the palace now?" But Gilles told him he was no longer a knight, that he'd been expelled, and that the king thought their system was a nuisance. Akira felt that this made sense. Then Kyosuke said to Akira that they'd been eagerly waiting to see him, and asked if they could go together from now on. But Yuro told them he was the only partner Akira needed. Kyosuke told Yuro he was talking to Akira and asked him to shut up. Akira told them both to calm down, and said to the group that he was happy to see them again, then asked them what their plan was now. Rintaro said they wanted to defeat the Demon Lord. Yuro thought that idea was really funny just because it was their idea, which made Nino angry since the cat had been mocking Sato and Asahina since last night. Akira asked them, "Have you been here since yesterday?" Yuro said, "Of course, but I kicked them out." Then Akira asked Yuro to give them some privacy and opened the window for him so he could leave. After that, Akira asked the group, "Why do you want to defeat the Demon Lord? Do you want to become legends or something?" Sato answered that he wanted to do it because he believed it would push the king and Redis to negotiate, and then he would ask him to send their class back to their world. Shuri said that since they summoned them here, that means they know how to send them back. Sato asked Akira if he would help them, and said he didn't like admitting that Akira was way stronger than they were. Asahina begged Akira to fight with them, but Akira told them there were several problems. First, he didn't think there was any room to make a deal with Redis, and that they used curses to control others, and that they were behind the killing of Captain Saran. Rintaro agreed that Akira was right, and asked what the other problem was. At that moment, Akira remembered the people who died in the summoning ritual, but he told the group that he would tell them eventually. He also told them he was against relying on those bastards, but Sato didn't see any other option, and asked if Akira wanted to go back home. Akira confirmed that he did want to go back home. At this, Emilia felt sad because she loved him. Then Akira said that second-rank demons use instantaneous teleportation circles, and it might be possible to use them to help them return to their homes. He told them that at some point he would go to the demon lands to beat up a certain demon he knew, but there was something that had to be done first. Asahina asked Akira, "So what should we help you with?" Akira answered that there was nothing they needed to help him with, which shocked Asahina. Akira said that even if he told them this, and even if he joined them after finishing his business, he didn't have time to sit around with anyone, and he was also choosing the option that increased his chances of getting back home. At that point, Amelia left them and walked out. Then Akira asked the group to think carefully about what they really wanted to do, and he went after Amelia. After that, Gilles left the group and told them he was going to talk to Crow about the weapons he wanted. Waki thought that Akira had talked to them rudely, but Sato believed their chances of returning home would be better if they worked with him. Nino wondered what harm it would do Akira if he compromised a little for their sake. Rintaro thought that Akira would go with them if they proved themselves worthy. Then the scene shifts to Akira with Amelia. Amelia thought that someday they would all go their separate ways, and she was scared of that. She told him she was sorry she'd almost killed him before, but Akira told her she wasn't the one who caused that. Amelia still felt she'd put him in danger, but she admitted that she had been happy that after he went back home, there would be a scar on his body that she was responsible for. She said that was awful and asked, who would be happy about something like that? Akira said he wasn't the type who could easily find the right words to ease someone's pain, but that he considered her. But Amelia told him she hoped she was very important to him, even though she didn't really know, and that not even the eye of the world could see what was inside her heart, and that people changed their minds in the blink of an eye. Akira said he had no idea what he really wanted at all, and that he couldn't predict the future either. Then he drew his weapon, and told her that in their world, couples who vow to stay together forever put a ring on the third finger of each other's left hand. Then he gave her his sword, and after she held it, he cut his own finger in the shape of a ring, and told her that he loved her, and that if this would make her happy, he would gladly put a scar on his body. Amelia started crying and hugged him immediately. Then he cut Amelia's finger as well, and she held his hand and asked him to promise he wouldn't die, wouldn't leave her, wouldn't forget her, and wouldn't look at anyone else. Akira took her hand with his other hand and told her he had heard all her wishes, and promised that they would all come true. Amelia hugged him again right away. Sato said that he'd heard something at the guild. A festival was currently being held in a nearby town, and there was a beauty contest there. The winner disappeared every year, and rumors said they were being sold on the black market. Several adventurers had said the same thing, so he thought the information was reliable. Asahina's view was that if they managed to catch whoever was doing this, in Shiruri's eyes, they would prove their worth then, and at the very least Sato wouldn't see them as a burden anymore. Akira thought this was worth a try. Then they all headed to the festival. Sato said he had invited Amelia along too, since the girls wanted to go as well. But when Amelia asked if there would be food stalls there, and confirmed that there were, she felt happy. Amelia got really excited about the festival, and said she would participate because she thought the winner would be food. Then one of the girls started talking to the staff woman, shouting, which made Akira go over to her and ask what was going on. The girl told him it wasn't fair that they were banning demons from entering the contest. That surprised Akira, and he asked her, "Are you a demon?" She said, "Of course," and introduced herself, saying her name was Lati. But Akira started wondering to himself if she was really a demon, because he couldn't feel any overwhelming power coming from her. Lati got closer to Akira and told him she wanted him to convince them to let her join the contest, but Amelia stepped forward and separated the two of them. Then the staff woman said that they required all applicants for the contest to present an ID. Amelia presented her necklace, which shocked the staff woman. She asked, "Are you Amelia, the elf princess?" Amelia asked the staff woman, "Will this do?" The staff woman told her, of course, and that she would accept her participation immediately. Then Amelia looked at Akira and told him he was flirting with another girl, but Akira denied it. Lottie apologized and went up to the staff woman, saying this was discrimination, because all races were allowed to participate except demons. On the other side, Amelia was still angry with Akira because of his flirting with girls, but Akira denied it a second time. After that, Akira asked the staff woman to let Lottie participate, and told her that if Lottie did anything bad, he would stop her himself. The staff woman accepted immediately, since Lottie would be under the responsibility of Princess Amelia's group. Lottie thanked Akira, then she noticed Yuro and greeted him, and Yuro greeted her back. Akira asked Yuro if he knew her, and Yuro told him he'd explain later. After that, Lottie told them there was still plenty of time before the contest, so why not check out the festival? Amelia agreed right away, and Akira felt like they got along with each other really quickly. After that, they went over to the market. Lottie started shouting to everyone that she was going to participate in the contest, and asked them to vote for her. She grabbed someone's hand and told him she was counting on him. Then she pulled out a paintbrush and wrote her name on his shirt, telling him this was her signature in demon language, and asking him if it was good or not. The guy told her it was good. Then she asked everyone to line up so she could sign their clothes too. Rintaro said he was going to go stand in line. Then Akira asked Yuro, "Who is this demon girl?" But Yuro told Akira that she was a unique kind of demon. Amelia, for her part, saw that Lottie was a demon, but also that she didn't seem to be seeking evil. On the other side, there were two girls who were fans of Akira. Akira wondered if those girls were talking about him. Kuro told Akira that he was famous now since he killed those monsters with his dark magic, and restored peace to a town that had been been thrown into chaos. Because of that, there were now lots of eyes on him, but Akira felt he'd gone a bit too far with his magic. Yuro also thought that this made Akira more interesting. Kuro told Akira that everyone was calling him the silent killer too. Akira wondered why all that was happening. Then Kuro showed Akira a necklace and told him it was from the guild because he had accomplished something and that he'd been promoted to yellow rank as a special reward. But Emilia told him that was good, though it was a lowly ID, since she had a silver one. Akira thought silver must be higher than yellow rank, and Emilia confirmed what he said. She told him that her sister Kalika had gotten the gold rank, which only 3 people in the whole world had. Akira realized that meant she was very strong. Then Asahina told Akira that they were all yellow rank too, and Sato told him not to hesitate to consult them if he wanted to know how to earn his daily living as an adventurer. After that, Emilia went off to eat sweets with Akira's friends, and Akira asked Yuro to go with her to protect her. People felt afraid whenever Yuro walked past them, but Akira was surprised that Emilia had become close friends with all of them. Kuro told them that the trip had taken 2 days, and that was enough time to get to know each other. Then Akira asked Kuro why he had come along with them when he knew Kuro didn't really like festivals. Kuro said to Akira, "Did you know I had a little sister?" Akira told him he knew that from Yuro and Emilia. Then Kuro said that he didn't want revenge on the demon because of his sister, but that he had also grown old, even if it didn't show because he was a monster, and he had lost a lot of his strength. The monster he wanted to kill was surrounded by many powerful men, and killing him wouldn't be easy. That was what awaited them when facing Graham Claster. At that point, Akira remembered that Graham was someone from the royal family, and that he used to employ some bandits whom Akira had captured before. Then Kuro asked Akira why he thought Emilia had been targeted as soon as they entered the country. Akira said, "Could it be?" But Kuro told him that Graham had sold the information to the demon, that he had the travelers' lists, and could check them whenever he wanted. Kuro said he confirmed this when Akira had been unconscious, and asked him to remember that he had made Leah's staff. Akira wondered what that had to do with anything. Kuro told him that the crystal in her staff had reacted to a crystal he owned, and that was when he realized they were in danger. Akira was grateful to Kuro for saving their lives, but he wondered why Kuro was bringing this up now. Kuro told him he'd come along with them to talk about this, and that he wanted to tell Akira he was now indebted to him, and had saved him for that reason. He asked Akira to take on a quest to repay that debt. When Akira heard the quest, he was shocked. Then Jalis showed up, and asked Kuro to show him a place where he could book a room for the night. Kuro helped him, and pointed him to a good inn, and asked Jalis to tell them that they were under his name. Jalis realized Kuro's circle of acquaintances was really huge, and Akira also noticed that many people owed him favors. Told him that this is what happens when someone lives a long life. Then he left. Then we move on to the beauty contest. They started announcing the participants. The first contestant was called Yuki, and Akira's friends were amazed by the first contestant and by her beauty. Asahina said that Akira had become really famous now, so he stood out. The second contestant was Shiori. Then Rintaru discovered that the crystal in front of him was actually a display screen. After that, Emilia stepped forward, and Akira was very surprised by her beauty. Then the last contestant was Lottie. Lottie stepped forward and performed a stage show, then revealed who she really was, and asked everyone to vote for her so she could win. After that, they announced the winner, and there was a tie, so both Emilia and Lottie won. After the contest, they gathered together, and Lottie said that tying with Lottie was good, but Emilia told her that if she had won, no one would have had any objection, because she was beautiful. Akira said to Lottie, "It's good that you tied with Emilia. That means you're beautiful too," Lottie said to Akira. "So I managed to catch your attention, didn't I?" But Akira's eyes saw no one but Emilia. Lottie said, "So you two are in love with each other, but next year I'll join the contest again." She asked Emilia, "Will you enter with me?" But Emilia said that if Akira agreed, then she would participate. But Yoru told Lottie that if she drew too much attention, that would anger her father. Lottie told him she didn't care about that, and that she had run away from home because she fought with him, and Yoru had expected this too. Then Akira asked Yoru, "Who exactly is this girl?" And Yoru told them that Lottie is the daughter of the Demon King, which shocked everyone. Then we moved to Graham, who was watching Akira and his friends. He said he no longer needed men to keep an eye on Emilia, and that he could seize what the demons had failed to capture, and that he could smell a profitable deal here. Then we go back to Akira, who examined Lottie and discovered that she possessed great power. Emilia said that from the first day she saw her, she knew Lottie had very great power, and that she had used the Eye of the World without telling him. Akira said he knew that, and then he remembered something. Then Crow and Giles came. Giles said he had finished booking the rooms, then looked at Lottie and asked, "Will we need an extra room?" But Lottie told them she doesn't sleep just anywhere, and that she might cause them trouble so they wouldn't be able to rest with her around. Then Ilya suggested that she would meet her tomorrow at the prize-giving ceremony, and Lottie agreed to that. She said goodbye to Akira, called him Big Brother, and asked him what his name was. since she hadn't gotten to know him. Akira told Lottie his name, and Lottie said to him, "I'll never forget this name." Then we moved to the inn. Akira asked his friends, "Why do you have to go tomorrow to receive the prizes?" Sato told him the prizes aren't ready on the same day, and that he knew this because he had won them before. Emilia asked Sato if her prize would be food too. Sato told her that if it was food, she'd be able to get it, which made Emilia happy. Then Asahina asked Akira about Yoru and why he wasn't there, but Akira had sent him on a mission. After that, everyone went to get some rest, and Emilia asked Akira to come with her, but he refused because he shouldn't sleep in the girls' inn. Then Crow told Akira not to forget what they had talked about today. Akira told him, "Alright, I'll think about it." But Emilia saw that Akira was tired, and insisted that he go to sleep because he hadn't slept for 2 days. Then Emilia carried Akira to the room, but Akira told Emilia that he had been unconscious for 3 days. Emilia told him she had to protect him from himself, and she cast a forced sleep spell on him until Akira fell asleep. Then Emilia left the room, and asked Crow what he had talked about with Akira. Crow told her that Akira had asked him to carry out a certain mission for him, but Emilia told Crow that she wouldn't allow him to make Akira do a mission he didn't want to do. Crow had heard that Akira hadn't been able to kill the demon, and he asked her, "Do you think he didn't want to do that either?" Then Emilia remembered what happened with Orum and Akira, and said to Crow, "Think whatever you want, but don't you dare mess with Akira's way of life." But Crow told her he wasn't forcing